Hey there, JKJ Digital Assets Premium members. We're back today. We've got a little something put together for you. We're going to go back in and talk about MetaMask a little bit today. We've had some questions that have been thrown out there. We've had a little bit of confusion as to exactly how do you maneuver within it and what are some of the capabilities within MetaMask. So one of the things that we want to do today is Javier has put together a great presentation. We're going to go back through step by step this time, very similar to what we already had up with some of the white papers, but we're going to go back through it this time and we're going to try to directly address some of the questions that have come in. And again, this is a great opportunity. This is a great function of being a premium member. We've gotten these questions that have been posed to us. It's information that we've taken back and we looked at it and we said, maybe we can come back and do a better job of crafting this and make it a little bit clearer for everybody. So again, you drive the content on this channel at times as a premium member with JKJ Digital Assets. Certainly we thank you for that kind of input. Javier, what have we got that we're going to roll with today?
All right, well, we're going to talk about MetaMask, yes. One of the big questions that keeps coming up is why MetaMask? Why should I be using MetaMask? In fact, one of the questions was, hey, the token I'm looking for is on Coinbase or on Crypto.com. Should I still buy it on MetaMask? Well, absolutely not. Okay, let me clear the mud here a little bit for you. When we shop for a token in Coinbase or in Crypto.com, that's where we want to go primarily. It's a centralized exchange, and the fees are probably going to be a fraction of what they're going to be on MetaMask. Okay. When you go shopping for a token at a decentralized exchange using Uniswap, 1inch, Sushi Swap, they all sound funny. But when you go to these decentralized exchanges, you're going to incur network fees. That's where the Ethereum cost and gas fees come in. So if we can find these tokens on Crypto.com or Coinbase or Voyager or whatever our on-ramp system is, then that's where we want to go. Otherwise, MetaMask is the tools, the wallet we're going to use. There are others, and we'll cover those later on. But for now, let's talk MetaMask. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring you up to this first slide, and let's walk through this.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so you get to your whatever iOS you use, whether it's an Android or an Apple. You're going to come up with the first screen that comes up here for MetaMask. Welcome to MetaMask.
So
if you look into that, right, in the app, once you get it started, that second picture that I've got there in the very center, this is important. If you have already downloaded the extension for MetaMask on your PC, you can use that very first key up there that says, hey, I want to import a wallet. When you go to import this wallet, you're going to use your password and your seed phrase, and as you click through this, it'll be very evident what you're doing. And all you're doing is pretty much putting your PC extension MetaMask wallet onto your cell phone, basically.
So you're just linking these two places that you can look at.
Yeah, so basically you're just like opening your Gmail on another computer, basically.
Okay, yeah.
But let's go ahead. You're going to click that very bottom one, create a new wallet, and you're going to get up that third picture here on this slide. It says create a password. Kevin, I'm just going to flip right back to you, and please let everybody know how much we've talked about passwords, please.
We have beaten this to death. I hope that there's nobody that's been with us for any length of time that says, oh, I didn't know it was important to have a secure password. I didn't know that we needed to set up two-factor authentication. All of this stuff we have gone over and over again. It is so important that A, you set this stuff up properly, and B, you write it down. You save it somewhere. You put it somewhere. Make sure that you do not lose this, because remember, again, as we've said over and over, if you lose the seed phrase, if you lose your password, it's gone. So you have to make sure you keep this stuff secure. But it's super important that you do this.
Yeah. All right. So there you are. You're going to create that password, and then we're going to go up to the second set of slides here that you'll start running into. All right. So here we go. MetaMask is going to start beating you up also. They understand that people are losing their passwords, seed phrases. And so here, between this first, second picture right here inside this slide, you'll see where they actually even give you tips on how to do this. Okay,
that's good.
You know, they're doing it for a reason. Enough people have lost money. They've lost money. You guys have heard the horrors out there. The guy that had, what, 5, 6, 20 Bitcoin, and he can't get them right now. So the third picture here, what you're looking at now is your seed phrase hiding right back here. They're just telling, hey, prepare yourself. We're about to, you know, if you're around people, or depending on where you're at, go someplace where you're on your own and you can go start copying this stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to be sitting in the middle of a coffee house with 20 people sitting around you and have your laptop out opening this up.
It's the last place I'd be setting up a MetaMask wallet, to tell you the truth. But all right, so on the next slide here, here it is. It's going to show up. MetaMask uses a 12-word seed phrase. Some of them use 24. MetaMask uses the 12. Once you've copied them down on a nice piece of paper, you can go ahead and look at that center picture there, and you'll see where the next slide, they're just going to ask you to go ahead and put those there in order. So you just click at the bottom, and those will auto-populate towards the top there in order. What they're doing is making sure that you have copied it down correctly, and they're giving you they're giving you so many opportunities here to get this straight. Okay, so again, don't screw it up. And again, I'm not far right. Congratulations, you have set up your wallet. That's how simple that was. And it sounds simple up until the point where you lose that piece of paper with your seed phrase on it. And then it's not simple anymore.
No, then it becomes very difficult. But
all right, so once you're complete with that, you'll be right here on this page here. This is what your wallet should look like. Yes, Ethereum will be the one that's going to be front and center for you. Obviously, you've got nothing in this wallet at this point. Now, of course, if you had some Ethereum in a different wallet, in an Ethereum wallet, MetaMask wallet, when you auto-populate, some of those tokens will auto-populate, some of them won't. You might have to rebuild your wallet, but one thing's for certain, the Ethereum that you've got will show up in your MetaMask wallet on this new wallet, okay? Let's go over, if you look up to the top left corner there, you'll see where you have your menu. And I'm just going to go through these real quick so you see what we're talking about here. This is where you can access your settings, the setup for the wallet itself. And you can run through these. I'm going to highlight just a few little things that I want people to recognize as you're going through these. Okay, setup page. Okay, so there's your general, your security and your privacy, advanced contacts and networks. We're going to work with networks. We're also going to work here through your security and privacy. And the reason I'm going to point these out is if you do lose that seed phrase, but you still have the capability of getting inside your MetaMask wallet, this is where you're going to find your seed phrase hiding. All right, so you'll be able to see it here again in case you somehow lost it, but you have to be able to still have access into your wallet, right? So, all right, so under general, you see what we've got here. Primary currency. This is a place where you're going to put down you want to do it in US dollars. So that way when you have your Ethereum, if you looked at that very first slide I was showing you earlier, it said Ethereum and had a 0 underneath it. It'll say, hey, I have 1.3 Ethereum, and it'll actually give you your dollar amount underneath it so you can see it, and it'll keep a tally of what's in your wallet in US dollars. So if you're from Canada, you want to do it in Canadian money, you want to do it in pesos and euros, whatever it is that your fiat currency for your country is, that's what you're going to put here, so that way you can keep track of it. Right. Security, again, I said this is where you're going to be able to see your seed phrase. You can catch up with that if you want to, if you've disappeared it somehow.
You know, and seriously, that's probably not a bad idea when you first launch into this to go ahead and just double check the first time you log in and just make sure what you've written down matches there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see if I've got myself here in the right place for number 5 here. Let's fade this one in now for you. Again, security and passwords, sign in with Face ID. Definitely do that. That way you're not punching in your password every time. You will not have that option on the extension for your PC.
On your laptop or something.
Yeah. So that one I pretty much memorized the password for it. Of course, you can always come in here and set a timer for how long you want that wallet to remain open. You see it right here. After so many seconds or minutes, I keep mine open while I'm on my PC, and then I'll come in and I'll shut it down myself. So reset account. I'm not sure why you would. This erases just about all the information that's in your account. I don't know that I'd mess around with it.
Probably avoid clicking that button, but okay.
And when it comes to tax time, I need to go find some information. I don't know if I want to mess with this one. So anyway, you get that one. And then the other one I was trying to point out was networks. Later on, we're going to start playing with this thing, okay? Because MetaMask is great inside the Ethereum network, but there are other networks that are coming up where the fees are absolutely a fraction of what they are inside the Ethereum. So, cheaper. I mean, I'm a fan of Harmony and Polygon at this point, and we'll talk about those in other lesson plans.
Yeah, it's getting a little deeper dive in, but yeah, that's definitely an important piece right there.
Oh yeah. So okay, so make sure I'm not getting us into the wrong place here. That's nothing. Yeah, we want. Here we go. Okay. All right. So now that we're in here, we're back up to that first front page, and now you're all set up. Okay, everything's been set. This is what you're looking at here, and what we want to do now is import a token. Let's say. So here I've chosen on this one Avalanche. Okay, and all we want to do is add Avalanche to the stuff to our wallet already, the stuff we already have in our wallet. So,
and we're adding this because it's not automatically populated into there. You have to go tell it that you want to be able to see your Avalanche, correct?
Right. And so part of the thing is I picked Avalanche. Let's say it's already in my wallet, and I want to bring Avalanche. Now, once and we'll go through this whole adding process. But let's say I want to bring more Avalanche into this wallet. So I click on Avalanche, and then if you look at the center picture, you get that QR code. That's the QR code that you're going to take to, let's say, crypto.com. Because let's say you bought your Avalanche there, and you just want to bring it over to MetaMask. I guess what it would have been a little bit easier would have been to tell you, hey, let's start this with Ethereum, okay? Because I want to bring some Ethereum, because that's what I want to trade using Uniswap. Basically to buy another token. Okay, so you're always going to have to bring Ethereum in here, and I'll explain a little bit about the mechanism of trying to use other money here, which is not very easy here in the US. Okay, so let's say for instance that doesn't say AVAX, it says Ethereum. I click on it, it says I want to import some Ethereum here so I can trade. That center picture will be the QR code that you'll get. You can see right underneath that there's like a little copy symbol down there. You can copy that and paste it into your address line on Coinbase, crypto.com, whatever wallet has the Ethereum that you want to transfer this way. Okay. Then later on, what you'll see here on the far right are the wallets that you have used to import tokens. So if that wallet hasn't changed, now technique wise, I don't use this. This is what you're going to see, but I don't use this. Every time I go to do this, I go the long route. I import, I copy, and I paste. Here, obviously, if you use this, it will cut some time for you, save you some time because you've already got it, but I get the warm fuzzy from copying and doing it.
I was going to say, for lazy people like me, that can be quicker and easier, but trust me, I have held my breath when I've clicked on that, and then 10 minutes goes by, nothing shows up, and then you're like, oh, please let me not have made a mistake. So yes, the QR code I love.
Yeah, so there's that. Let's see here now. Let's fade back into the next slide here. Okay, so we're back here to talking about Ethereum, and again, let's say I've got it here now, and let's go back to now we've been able to import it. Okay, so now let's say that I've actually bought a different token.
Okay.
Right? Now, obviously this slide here, and I wish I could have just added the Uniswap and added, but this thing would have been ginormous.
Oh gosh, yeah.
My next brief here. Our next lesson plan is going to be on Uniswap, so it'll all come together. But trust me, I've spent days where I've had two papers open at the same time trying to figure things out and put it all together. In this case here, let's say we're back to Ethereum, and I want to add a token, and all I have is Ethereum showing. Okay, so I'd like to add something. Let's say I want to add, I'm going to add DSLA or whatever it is I want to add. And I click over here and I say down at the bottom, you see here on that very first slide on the left, it says import tokens. All right, so I click on that. On the center is what you're going to get. You're going to get this list of tokens that Ethereum has already. I mean, that MetaMask already shows, but you're looking at it and you're going, hey, when I type DSLA in here, I'm not getting DSLA. Well, MetaMask will hold it, but you need to go ahead and do a custom import. So this gets to be a little bit, this is where we're going into the PhD level here of adding stuff. Don't do like I did. I bought and I imported the token, and then my DSLA was nowhere to be found. I had a 2-second freak moment, and then I figured out that I needed to custom add it. So yeah.
And this is one of those things that the first time you do it, yes, your blood pressure goes up. After you do it a few times, you start to figure out it's a pretty, you get the theory that what I'm doing is going to some place like CoinGecko or going somewhere. I'm copying this address. I guess I'm jumping ahead of you a little bit, but that's what you're doing, is you're just giving it the address of what this is. So again, first time you're going through it, take your time, think about what you're doing, look at what it's asking you for, and again, refer back to these slides because Javi has done an awesome job with this. This is exactly what you're going to see.
So if you go over here to the far right now, what I've done is I went out to CoinGecko. So that's going to be another one of those apps that you want to download and have on your cell phone, CoinGecko, because CoinGecko is where we're going to find the contract address to that token that we just imported or that we want to import. So there you have your first picture on CoinGecko. And you can see what I've done here, right? So on this far left, there's your search. You want to search for your token in the center. There I've gone ahead. DSLA is what I want. And sure enough, CoinGecko says, hey, yeah, I know what you're looking for. Here it is. So I click on that. I come up to this far right picture that you see in here, and it's going to show you what DSLA is currently worth. And from there, I'm going to start searching for a couple of things. Now, if you go just scroll down on that very same page where you saw the numbers here with the smiley faces, let me put it back over here, that far right, just scroll down on that page. Then you're going to come up here and you'll see as you scroll down contract address. Now, very important here when we start talking about contract address, on this second picture here to the right, when you click on it, you'll see a drop down. It's very, very important that when you're adding these contract numbers that you look for the type of token. So it's either Ethereum, or it's going to be an Avalanche, or it's going to be a Polygon network or a Harmony network. Some of these tokens have been around for a while now, and so you can buy them on those different networks, which is kind of neat now, because back in the day when I first bought this DSLA, the only thing that existed, the only network it was on was an Ethereum.
Right.
If I could turn around now and buy it on a different network, I'd probably save myself a couple, $100 on my transaction fee. So again, we'll get back to some of those other down the road here.
And when you're identifying that network, you're just looking at that extension that's on there, right?
Right. So you're looking, if as it says here, Ethereum, you just go ahead and copy that right there.
Okay.
Just copy what you got there, and that's what you're going to take and bring it back over to MetaMask. And you're going to take under the custom token side, just paste it into that token address. Click down to where it says the symbol. Just click there. It'll auto-populate for you, right? But you need to click out of it. It'll auto-populate, then click import. On the far right here, give it about a good, sometimes up to 30 seconds before it shows up, okay? So in this case, if you do it properly, you've got DSLA here now. It says 0, and now you can import into it. Now when I click there, I'm going to get that QR code. I say import it. I'll get the QR code. Trust me, it's the same exact QR code that it is for Ethereum, but I like clicking on the actual token, and I'm old-fashioned, old school.
And just so people know, when you're looking at this, that image on the left, that third line down there, you don't have to do anything with that.
No, you have to do anything with it. So now you've got it all set up here, and now you can import it. And when you do, you'll get your DSLA will show up immediately as soon as it's moved. Now, Coinbase is pretty quick. Qcoin, very quick. Crypto.com takes them about 5 minutes or so to get it to you. But that's where this is where all your stuff's gonna show up. And later on, when we do this stuff through Uniswap, I'll show you how to custom add a token a lot easier as you're making the exchange now through Uniswap. But you're gonna go through this process for Ethereum, and this is the way you're going to have to do this, and just to keep adding your tokens and keep yourself out of trouble. Again, I like to go the simple route and copy that address every time and paste it, and that way I keep myself out of trouble. And, anything, Kevin?
Yeah, and you'll see when you do that. You'll figure out your own best practices when you're doing that. I always look, even when I copy and go back in and paste in that address, I'll look at like the first 4 digits. I'll look at the last 4 digits or so. I mean, at that point, I'm more likely to get hit by a meteor falling out of the sky than one of those 2 numbers in the middle being reversed or something. Yeah. But that just gives me some comfort that I know that I've copied and pasted the right thing and it did transfer over properly.
Well, yeah, and something important to note here as we're moving stuff around on MetaMask wallet and between wallets is, yeah, fees suck, but when you transfer a token, it's going to be a lot less of a fee than it is actually buying them. So very important to maybe, depending on how much money you're sending across, to do a test. Sometimes I'll send a couple $100 first, make sure it hits my wallet.
Yes, I've done that.
And then if I'm pushing 20 grand or something big, because I have a big token that I just want to push over to MetaMask, that's how I'll do it. I'll run a little bit of a test here, so just a technique.
No, that's good. We really appreciate all the time you spent on that, Javier. That was a really, really good presentation. Again, folks, if you've got questions, if you go through and you look at this as a JKJ Digital Assets Premium member, if you're going through and you get halfway in it and you've got a question or two about this, hit us up. We've got our Instagram site that you can send us messages on. The Facebook page, you can go into that. JKJ Digital Assets. The Instagram is JKJ_digital_assets. Find us there. Just go on the website. You have the ability in there under the crypto education. You can post inside of that and let us know if you've got questions about this stuff. So give us feedback. Let us know if something doesn't make sense about this, if something wasn't clear. We'll come back and we'll do it again. We'll keep going after this. This is the value that we try to present to you, that you have this interactive means that you can ask questions. You can come back to us. Don't be shy. If there's something that you want to know, something that you think you'd like to get a little more detail on, let us know. We'd love to be able to provide that for you. As we said from day one, on the very first podcast that we did, we told you we're here for educational purposes. We want to help bring people along and teach them the lessons that we've learned. So again, thank you so much for being a premium member with JKJ Digital Assets. If you've got any questions, any concerns, let us know. Let all your friends know about what's going on with JKJ Digital Assets. Hopefully we're providing value. And hey, get out there, play around with MetaMask, play around with some of the other things. And whatever you do, do it well. And we'll see you next time.